Hello, my dear students. Have a great day to all of you. Myself, Mrs. Kavita Kanade from LVH College, Panchwati, Nasik. This is our OCM's lecture. We already started the fourth chapter, that is business services, and it is so much important because without business services, no business, not any single business can be started. That's why it is important to study the business services. In last lecture, we studied about the meaning of bank, then the different types of banks. In this lecture, we will learn about the new models of banking, then the functions of commercial banks, then the meaning of e-banking. In new models of banking, we have to learn about the small finance bank. What is the meaning of small finance bank? Small finance bank are a type of niche banking in India. Niche, that means an opportunity to sell a particular product to a particular group of people. That means small financial bank is related to the people, or the aim of this bank is to provide the financial assistance to the section of the economy not being served by other banks, such as small business units, then the small farmers, then micro and small industries, and unorganized sector entities. That means this bank is related to the small section of the society who will not get the benefit of the finance, who will not get the financial aid by other banks. That's why it is called as a niche bank in India. They are established as a public limited companies in the private sector under the Companies Act 1956. That means they are established as a public limited companies in the private sector under the Companies Act 1956. There is no territorial restrictions for these banks. Jana Small Financial Bank, AU Small Financial Bank, then Equitas Small Financial Banks are the examples of small finance banks. Then the payment banks. Payment banks, it is a new model of banking. It is a new model of banking. It is conceptualized by the Reserve Bank of India. The main aim of this bank is to provide financial services to the small business and low income people. The main aim of payment bank is to provide financial services to small business units and to the low income people. The examples of these banks are Airtel Payment Bank, then the Paytm Payment Banks are the examples of payment banks. We know the Paytm app, then the Airtel Payment Bank. These are the examples of payment banks. That means from these banks we do the payments. It is the new model of banking. Then ATM, mobile banking. This bankings, this banking, this bank is like any other bank as it can carry out most of the banking functions such as remittance services, mobile banking, ATM cards, banking, etc. But it is not allowed to issue loans and credit cards. That means this banking have not a facility to issue the loans or credit cards. Similarly, it can accept the demand deposits only up to rupees 1 lakh. Indian Post Payment Bank, Airtel Payment Bank, Paytm Payment Banks are the examples of active payment banks to the date. Then the functions of bank. There are the two primary functions of bank, that is primary function and secondary function. Primary functions is related with the accepting deposits, granting loans and advances, and the secondary function is agency function and B is utility function. In A, accepting deposits. There are two types of deposits. There are time deposits and demand deposits. In time deposit, fixed deposits are there, then recurring deposits are there. In demand deposits, saving account and current account. These are the demand deposits. This is the first function, that is the primary function, accepting deposits. And in primary function there are two types, that is accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. Loans. In loans there are two types of loans. There are three types of loans, that is short term loan, medium term loan, then the long term loans. Short term loan is for the period of up to 1 year. Then medium term loan is the period of 1 year to 5 years, and the long term loan is related to the 5 years or more. That means above 5 years. There is a long term loan. These three types of loans are available in the bank facility. That means the granting loans and advances is the primary function of the bank. First function is accepting deposits from the public, and second is granting loan and advances to the public. In loan we saw the three types of loan, that is short term, medium term and long term. Short term is for the period up to 1 year, medium term is up to 1 to 5 years, and long term is above 5 years. Then advances. In advances there is a cash credit, that means provided to current and saving account holders. Cash credit facility is provided to the current and saving account holders. Cash credit facility. Then the overdraft facility, offered only to the current account holders. That means this facilities is offered to only current account holders to meet their working capital requirements. The period can vary from 15 to 60 days. Interest is charged on actual amount withdrawn. No separate account is maintained, and entries are shown in current account. It is a temporary arrangement for a short period. That means this advance is given for a period of short term. Then see discounting bills of bill of exchange. The drawer of bill of exchange or beneficiary can discount the bill with bank and obtain an advance. On the due date of the bill, the bank will recover the amount from the drawee. These three are cash credit, then the overdraft facility, and the discounting of bill of exchanges are in the advances. That means advances are a small term fund provided to businessmen to satisfy different financial requirements of the business. This is for the short term. That means it is also the type of loan, and it is a short term loan. And the loans are commercial banks provide loan to the businessmen and others. The borrower can use entire amount sanction or can withdraw in installments. Interest is charged on the amount sanctioned, and the loan are short term, then the medium term, then the long term, and advances are for the short term period. In advances, cash credit, overdraft facility, then the bill of exchanges. Then the secondary functions. What is the secondary function? Primary function. In primary function we saw the primary function of bank, that is accepting deposits. And then accepting deposits means commercial banks collect deposits from individuals and organizations. The deposits can be classified into two types: time deposits and demand deposits. Time deposits, time deposits and demand deposits. In time deposits are called as time deposits because they are repaid to the customers after the expiry of decided time. And fixed deposits are the Fixed deposit account is an account where fixed amount is kept for fixed period of time, bearing fixed interest rate. Rate of interest is more as compared to saving bank account and varies with the deposit period. That is called a fixed deposit. Then the recurring deposit. Recurring deposit is operated by salarized people and businessmen having regular income. A certain fixed sum of money is deposited into the account every month. That means the salaried people every month when the salary come on the account, then these people deposit certain amount every month. Withdrawal of accumulated amount along with interest is paid after the maturity date. Rate of interest is higher, which is similar to the fixed, fixed deposit account. Separate passbook is provided to know the position of RD account. This is about the recurring deposits. Then the saving account and current account. Saving account and current account. Current account is operated by business firms and other commercial organizations such as hospitals, educational institutions, etc., who have regular banking transactions. In this account, there is no restrictions on deposits and withdrawals of amounts. No interest is paid by the bank on this account. No interest rate is provided by the bank on this account. Overdraft facility is available for this account. That means overdraft facility is only available on the current account. For current account, banks provide statement of account every month. This is about the current account. And saving account. Saving account is generally operated by those who earn regular or fixed type of income such as fixed salary or wages. The main aim of this saving account is to encourage the habit of saving among the people. These deposit accounts are meant for the purpose of maximum saving. That's why the name of this account is also the saving account, to encourage the people the habit of saving. There are restrictions on the withdrawal limits from these accounts. These accounts carry low interest rates. Interest is credited monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly basis on this account. Passbook facility, balance on SMS, account statements, etc. These facilities are provided to the saving account holders. For saving account holders, some banks provide separate facility of flexi deposit. This facility combines the advantage of saving bank and fixed deposit account. This is not separate deposit account. It is a type of saving bank account or current deposit account with separate features and benefits. Then granting loans and advances, loan facility, then advances, then the secondary function. Secondary functions of commercial banks are classified into two groups: agency function, then utility function. In agency function, periodic collections and payments. That means periodic collections and payments done in secondary functions like salary, interest, dividend. Commercial banks collect salary, dividends, interest, and any other income periodically, as well as makes periodical payments such as taxes, bills, premiums, rents, etc. on the standing instructions provided by customer. Commercial bank charges certain fixed amount quarterly or annually in the form of service charges from customer for providing such services. This is called as a periodic collection and payments. That means It is an agency function. A commercial bank acts as a agent or representative of its client and perform certain functions such as periodic collection payment. Then the portfolio management. In portfolio management, there is a purchase and sale of securities. Large commercial banks undertake to purchase and to sell securities such as shares, bonds, debentures, etc. on behalf of the client. That means on the behalf of the client that the commercial bank purchase and sell some securities such as shares or bonds. This handling of securities is known as a portfolio management. Due to this activity, due to this facility, more clients are obtaining for such services of commercial banks. Then the fund transfer. Third function as a agency function is fund transfer. How to transfer fund from one branch to another. That means commercial banks provide facility of fund transfer from one branch to another branch or branch of another bank. Commercial banks come with various initiatives to make these transactions hassle free. That means it avoid all the difficulties to transfer the funds from one branch to another. Then the fourth function as a agency function is dematerialization. That means to hold the securities in electronic form. Banks provides dematerialization facilities to their clients to hold their securities in an electronic format. On behalf of clients, it undertakes the electronic transfer of shares in case of purchase or sales. That is called as a dematerialization. That means holding the securities in the form of electronic. Then the fifth is forex transactions. Forex transaction is an abbreviation for foreign exchange. A bank may purchase or sell foreign exchange on behalf of its clients. A bank purchases forex from its client which the clients receive from foreign transactions and sell the forex when the clients need it for overseas transactions. These all five are the agency functions a commercial bank can perform on behalf of its clients. Then the utility functions. Utility functions. A commercial bank performs utility functions for the benefit of its clients. It provides certain facilities or products to its clients, such as issue of drafts and check, then the locker facility, then the project reports, then gift checks, underwriting services, gold related services. These six are the utility functions or the utility functions performed by the commercial banks for the benefit of its clients. First is issue of drafts and checks to pay money from one bank to another. That means a draft or a check is an order to pay money from one branch of bank to another branch of the same bank or other bank. A bank issues draft to its account holders as well as non-account holders, whereas checks are issued only to the account holders. Bank charges commission for issuing a bank draft. Then the locker facility. This is the common utility functions of any commercial bank. The banks provides locker facility for the safety or the safety custody of the valuables, then the documents, gold ornaments, etc. For this also the bank charges the deposits. Then the third is project reports. A bank may prepare project reports project reports on behalf of the clients. Project reports enable the business firms to obtain funds from the market and to obtain clearance from the government authorities. Business firms to obtain funds. It is the project reports. Then the gift checks. Gift checks. Gifting on occasions. Banks issue gift checks and gold coins to account holders as well as to non account holders. The gift checks or the coins can be used by the clients for the purpose of gifting and occasions like wedding, birthday, etc. That means this facility is also provided by the bank. Then the fifth is underwriting services. Take up unsubscribed portion of the securities. A commercial bank may underwrite the issue of securities issued by companies. If the shares are not fully subscribed, the underwriting bank agrees to take up the unsubscribed portion of the securities. That is called as a underwriting services. Then the sixth is gold related services to create the funds and provided advisory services. Nowadays, many banks are providing gold services to its customers. Banks are commercially buying and selling gold or gold ornaments from customers on a large scale basis. Some banks also provided advisory services to its customers in terms of gold funds, gold ETF, etc. Just like one Reliance Gold scheme is there. That means if we invest in that, then the Reliance company purchase the gold behalf of us. And when we want to receive, when the period of that is finished, then they return the gold or they return the amount of that gold to us. That is a gold related services provided by the commercial banks. These all are the secondary functions. Then the e-banking services. E-banking services. E-banking stands for electronic banking. It is also called virtual banking. E-banking is the result of the development in the field of electronics and computers. Under e-banking, the banking operations are computerized. That means nowadays all the banking functions are operated by the computer. Some of the clients, some of the elements of e-bankings are as follows, just like ATM. ATM, that is automated teller machine. Automated teller machine is the long form of ATM. The ATMs are electronic machines which are operated by the customers on his own to, to withdraw or deposit money. It can be used for other banking transactions also, such as balance inquiry, then transferring money, request for checkbook or bank statement, etc. Nowadays, ATMs also provides facility of cash deposits through CDM, that is cash deposit machines. That means we also deposit the money from ATM machine, that is CDM machine, and we can withdraw the money from ATM machines. This facility is provided 24 hours. That means this service is given by the bank or ATM machine 24 hours. Then it is a electronic machine. Then the credit cards. Credit cards. Credit cards is a payment cards grant a line of credit to the users. A credit card is a payment cards. It allows the cardholders to pay for different transactions he perform. The using bank credits, the issuing bank credits, a revolving account and grants a line of credit to the customer or user. Credit card offers convenience to customers as a customer need not carry cash. That means if we have the credit card, then we don't have the need to carry the cash in our pocket. That's why it is also the safety, it is important from the safety point of view to carry the credit cards. Then debit cards. Debit cards, most of the banks nowadays offer debit cards. As soon as account is opened by account holders through debit cards payments, the amount gets deducted from account holders account. Some banks offer personalized debit and credit cards as per the requirement of the customers. That means debit cards are also provided for the payment facility. It is easy to operate, it get every account holders. Nowadays it is get to the every account holders who open the account in the banks. Then the e-banking services. Fourth is RTGS. What is the RTGS? The long form of RTGS is real time gross settlement. RTGS stands for real time gross settlement. RTGS is a fund transfer system where transfer of funds or money takes place from one bank to another bank on real time and on gross basis. It is the fastest money transfer system through the banking channel. Use of banking services with the that means it is the fund transfer from one bank to another bank on real time and gross basis. It is the fastest mode to transfer the money. Then the fifth is NEFT. NEFT stands for National Electronic Fund Transfer. Under this system, funds are transferred electronically from one branch to another branch or from one bank to another bank in the country. The client has to give detail of NEFT, code of branch and account number of beneficiary to whom the money is to be transferred. The NEFT settlement take place at a particular time during working hours. For, for instance, settlement of fund transfer request is in NEFT system is done on half hourly basis. There are 24 half hourly settlement branches run from 8 am to 7 am on all working days of week. The main difference between NEFT and RTGS is that in case of RTGS, transfer is done on gross settlement basis, while NEFT is offered net basis, where transactions are bundled together. This is the main difference between both of them. Then the sixth is net banking and mobile banking. Various banking transactions, facilities, payments of various things, transferring funds is included in net banking. Use of banking services with the help of mobile. It is the mobile banking. With the introduction of net banking, the client is able to transact banking operations with the help of computers, laptops, and other gadgets. The internet banking services enables a client to check various transactions, facilitates payments of various things, transferring funds, etc. Nowadays, we also take admission, online admission, and then we pay the online fees with the help of net banking or with the help of mobile banking. That's why it becomes easy for us because when in the nowadays there is from the safety point of view it is better to stay at home, and with the help of net banking or mobile banking you can pay the amount from mobiles also. Mobile banking refers to the use of banking services with the help of mobile phones. The client registers with the bank for this facility and get a unique code for transactions. The client can perform various transactions such as request for balances, transfer of funds, stop payment, issue of checkbook, etc. These all facilities provide on the mobile banking. Google Pay, Paytm, these facilities are on the mobile banking. Then IMPS, Immediate Payment Services. Immediate Payment Services. These are IMPS. IMPS stands for Immediate Payment Services. This facility allows customers to instantly transfer funds to any other bank account. This is also the facility provided by the e-banking services. Thank you for watching or thank you for listening me carefully. Stay at home and read a book.